Hey folks, Mike Perlak here to entertain you with the help of Brian Setzer. Brian Setzer, the lead singer of Stray Cats from the 80s. They put out a bunch of hits in the 80s. Technically, they're from the 80s, but their style and music definitely had a rock around the clock 50s feel. Apparently, later on in his career, Brian Setzer went on in the 90s to start doing swing. That was an example of that. All right, I wanted to get one out there. I wanted to share. I thought long and hard about this, but ultimately I decided the story was just too damn good. I had another visit with my father this past week, dinner after work dinner visit, in which he shared with me an anecdote from his fabulous life story. But this particular story put me in a position where I was forced to remember that which I had chosen to forget. The story involves nude Polaroid snapshots of my parents. Now, it's normal in a long-term relationship for couples to want to take intimate photos of each other. Okay. Most, you hope anyways, have the intelligence to keep this stuff private. Not my father. He placed these photographs in a box with all the other loose family photos and in a cabinet under the coffee table in the living room. Which made a scenario where when my mother gave custody of me and my sisters to him when we were kids, I was probably 8, maybe 9. We decided we wanted to look at some photos of the family. So he got the box out, put on a table, said, all right, I'm going to go and shower now. That's where he spent half of his life, our time living with him. So my sisters and I are looking through the photos, and lo and behold, there's Dad dressed as Santa Claus, a picture of one of the many vacations he took before he had us, because now he can't afford to take vacations. He was always mindful of reminding us of that when we were kids. Going through the photos and coming across, what's this? Is that Mom in the buff? Wait a minute, that background. That's Dad's bedroom. This was after the divorce. And here's Dad in the same pose. It must be a matching set. So, branded in my memory, seeing these photographs the most, thank you God for small favors, was the facial expressions on each of the photos of my parents. My father's pretty much the same as all the other photos I've ever seen of the guy. Dazed and confused. My mother, painful boredom. which depending on your point of view, isn't saying much or saying a whole lot. Now, as I said, in my mind, I was on the road, completely forgetting I ever laid my eyes on these photographs until this past Thursday, when my father felt he needed to share the fate of his nude photo with me. So apparently, in the years after the authorities removed custody of me and my sisters from our father, he was working at a factory where he got into an argument with a guy, co-worker, on what constitutes gaiety. What makes a man homosexual? Apparently, according to my father, the guy's argument is this: well, if a guy looks at nude pictures of a man, he's gay. I would probably be inclined to agree. But my father's mind, he brings his nude photo to work the next day. In his, I guess, the way he explained it to me, his mind is so feeble. His intention was to show the guy the picture, and his like the bully from The Simpsons. Ha ha! You're gay now. So, as my father's telling this story, apparently the guy grabbed the photo out of his hand, threw it on the conveyor belt, and this is where it gets. This is why I had to share this story. Where my father, in his excitement when he's telling me this, 3 girls saw me naked before the photo was sucked up in some machine and destroyed. Like I said, I was on the road to forgetting I had ever seen those photographs until this past Thursday. Yeah, his excitement over the memory of 3 girls seeing a naked picture of him. It's like the most thrilling experience of his whole life, the boy. Which would just be sad. All right, I'm going to end this one. That was going to be a short one, but I'll just end it with... the more I look around, I see the truth of the world around me. I'm really starting to understand more and more the fictional character of Al Bundy. Most junior alphas really grow up to be Al Bundy. Probably why that show was so successful. Aside from the obvious, it was hilarious. I always thought the jokes were hilarious. I just see them in a new light now, I guess. Like, beg me, Al, did you miss me? With every bullet so far, beg. Truth be told, a childlike female does have a way of just sucking the life out of a man. That's why it was refreshing the few times in that show when you actually got to see Peg worried, worried of losing him. It usually would center around something with, something would come along to lift his masculine spirit. He'd start dressing a little nicer and presenting himself a little nicer and showering. And the reaction was always, I'm losing him. I remember I think it was the last show in the series where Al's going on talking about the sanctuary of the Institute of Marriage. It is just that, an institute from a legal perspective. Saying something to the extent, if you can't stand the nagging, the irritation of an old hag, stay out of the kitchen. And Peg chimes in, you tell him, Al. the kid, Bud, like, Ma, he just called you old and annoying. Oh, well, I just heard the part about stay out of the kitchen. That show is so zany, and you couldn't have found a better ensemble though. But all 4 of those characters had more in common with a cartoon character than a flesh and blood human being. At least one would hope. But the series as a whole definitely had something to say about the human condition. I'm going to end it here. I just finally got my electric guitar fixed, so I'll be working on doing some covers, and I still have some stuff I know I've been talking about. I wanted to do something with my sister. Unfortunately, she broke her leg in 3 places, so and I had to put a hold on that. But not Shannon, Michelle. Michelle broke her leg. So that's why I haven't been able to meet her yet. But there's always tomorrow. All right, that's enough for this one. Thanks for watching.